Hi, I'm Ashley, and this is the corner of the internet where I talk about my knitting and spinning. In this week's video, I am going to dye yarn with avocado pits and skins. So the process of dyeing those skeins went pretty well. I didn't mordant the yarn. Mordanting is pretty much taking a type of chemical. In my experience, I'm probably going to use alum at some point. And when you soak, let's say, a fabric or a skein of yarn in this chemical and let it dry, it helps the dye stick to, or like bind to the fiber harder. So it like binds to it more strongly so that it will stay that color longer, especially when you're dealing with natural dyes, because natural dyes do tend to lose its color after time, especially if it sits in the sun, things like that. But from what I read, avocados actually have a type of mordanting in its makeup, and so I decided not to mordant it. So I just took out the pits, cleaned the skins, and let it simmer for about 2.5 hours and let that sit for overnight. After that, I took out the pits and the skins, and I then brought the pretty much dye bath up to a simmer again and put the skeins in and let those sit in a simmer for, I'm trying to remember, maybe a couple hours again. And then from there, I let it cool as it sat in the dye bath and dried and caked up my yarn. And this is how it turned out. So it is this very light ballerina pink. I honestly wish it was a little bit darker. I ended up buying, I think, 7 avocados to try to dye with, and I ended up only being able to use 5. And so I think that is why it didn't turn out as dark. And I also didn't simmer the skins or the pits, I think, for long enough for it to be a darker color. But what I am planning is once I am done knitting up my garment, I might dye it again. So I'll over dye it with avocados again, now that I understand the process a little better, and I can kind of schedule my time better so that I can simmer, the dye bath for a longer amount of time, and, things like that, which I didn't account for as much this last time that I was experimenting with dyeing. But I am very happy with this very beautiful ballerina pink that the skeins took up from the dye. So I had 3 skeins of this Scout by Kelborn Woolens, which is a DK weight wool yarn. And I did have it in the color 105, which is the natural color. So it was this natural white. And so I thought that was the perfect yarn to practice dyeing with. And I was keeping these 3 skeins of yarn with the intention to make a vest with. So I decided to go with the Noor vest by Strick Cafe. It's this really nice, more well-fitted vest with a little bit of a cap sleeve on it and a high collar, a high crew neck collar, which I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and cast on for that. It is a couple of days later and I am this far in my vest. So I have completed the back yoke panel and I have started the, the shoulder increases, and I have joined for the front. And so I'm going to knit that back and forth until it matches the back panel before I join in the round. And there is this coffee shop in Denver that is horror themed. Horror as in scary movies. And so I've been really wanting to go. I'm going to take you guys along with me while I continue knitting on my Noor vest. And yeah, let's go check it out. what I have for you guys in this week's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me experiment dyeing yarn for the first time with a natural component. I had so much fun doing it, and I'm looking forward to doing more dyeing in the future. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure to get some crafting in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.